Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We're going to be doing some more Kerbal Space Program again because I finally got everything working properly. So with the 18.4 update, there were more than a few things that broke because we upgraded to a new version of Unity, which supports multi-core processing, so overall the game is faster on systems that have more than one core. But even before that happened, I was having problems getting the Kethane pack to work. And some of you may have noticed, some of you probably didn't, most of you probably didn't, that whenever I right-clicked on the fuel tanks or in the assembly building, the Kethane packs, any of those parts, they never displayed a quantity or at being empty or things like that. So it basically didn't work. But oh well, now we've got everything updated, it's finally working, everything is hunky-dory, and I have spent the last few days scanning all the planets again, and doing this. Yeah. Now, there's a few things that I should... Ooh! Servo control, go away. I need to deploy the wheels. Disable steering, deploy the wheels, and if I can get over to it, deploy the wheels. Okay, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, there have been a few changes to Jeb's jalopy. He's got some lights. There's some lights pointing downward as well. The fuel tank, which also comes equipped with the heavy converter unit, also has it's a little bit of a power supply here. And there's some engines back here. Now, I did discover that you can turn off the steering on these big landing gear modules with power. That way, I have basically doubled the amount of horsepower that is in this frontal module when it's trying to pull things, simply by disabling the steering on these back ones, and then I can use it as just a power module. So yeah, that helps. Now, you can see here is we've got 3 craft that I have docked together. The Jeb's jalopy, of course. We've got the fuel tank system, which is run by an AI, and yes, this hinge does now work. It is now actually a floppy hinge. It does what it's supposed to. And then we've got the great big old fuel tank, who's got a docking port on the back, and he can dock with this thing, which is capable of taking off and landing on Minmus, transporting a large quantity of fuel to a space station. At least that's the idea. I'm hoping that this is going to work out. The next steps are going to be to launch these guys into space. I'm not going to make you watch the launches. I will construct the craft, I will launch them, but I will show you the landings, because that's usually where I fail. Yeah, and we're going to have to construct a space station that can store all of the fuel that this guy can then transport before we go start creating vessels and trying to send them off to other planets. Who knows? Maybe we'll actually try to send the jalopy and the fuel tank off to another planet. That would be kind of cool. Anyway, this has just been a brief update on what's been going on, what I've been doing. There haven't been any issues with regards to these because they're fairly simple craft, or rather, after I tweaked the crap out of them in the last few videos, they're simple craft. As soon as I got them all functioning, it was just a matter of reconstructing them in the new instance, because the old files didn't want to work for some reason. I think it was something to do with MechJeb. But that's all been fixed now. And if you didn't know, these wheels actually use a modified version of the MechJeb DLL part plugin thing. So that's why they were acting all derpy and some such. But anyway, there we go. There we have it. That's that thing. I mean, I can undock this thing here, and then it can tell you to. I believe I have to. Do I have to disengage the brakes? No, the brakes are already disengaged. So now you can see I can actually turn here, and the floppy hinge acts like a floppy hinge. It doesn't. It appears I put it on backwards, but you know, whatever. And so now I can just drive this thing around like this. Although, of course, it really doesn't want to go when I'm pulling it at that hard of an angle. There we go. Pull, pull, pull. I went too far to the left, and it's like freaking out now. Oh, the floppy hinge is not cooperating. Oh, there we go. That's better. Much better. The floppy hinge does some very strange things sometimes. But, yeah, see, like right there, it's like locked it to the side. I don't know what's up with that. I think I'll just have to decouple it and recouple it, and it'll be fine. But yeah, that's that. It looks like Cecil, Bob, and Mating Kerman. Mating Kerman? Really? Wow. Are going to be the guys who fly this particular vessel. Again, I can right-click on everything, and I can actually see my Kethane levels here, so I know everything is working properly. And then we've got a big converter, and some power, and lots of things. And it's got a couple of dog ears on the side here for the really big panels. I can't actually run everything off of just the nuclear or the thermoelectric things. That doesn't quite work. I wish I could, but they're so dang heavy, you know? But it's enough to run all the miners at the same time, and then we can run all of the other things at the same time. Now if I can retract this. There we go. Okay, and one other thing. The addition of a medium converter unit to the Jalopy means that if it lands on the planet, it will never run out of fuel. It can't run out of fuel. That way I can fly it around if I need to, although I don't think that's going to be necessary now. I don't think that's going to be necessary anymore. But we do still have some fuel on the back here. Let me just kick those on, actually. Ooh, right. I need to redo my action groups because some of the action groups are skillywonkus. Shut down that one. Shut down that one. Something else is active here. Where are you? What's going on here? Not you. Nope, nope, nope. Is it on this side? Nope. Nope. No. 1, 2, 3. Huh? Okay, now I'm just confused. Did the staging work? And why is only 4 of these things active? You should be on. You should be on. You should be on. You should be on. You should be on, and you... Okay, there's... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait, what? What? What the crap? What the crap, nuggets? But, as you can see, those engines are more than capable of pushing this craft pretty well. So I can't complain. I should be able to use those to get up any hills that I normally wouldn't be able to climb. And if I just let go, yeah, see, I'm still accelerating here, even without the power from those engines. So those engines back there should be more than enough to get me anywhere I want to go. And of course, I've got ridiculous piles of fuel that I can use to power them with. Yeah. So that's that. That's what I've got. That's what I'm doing. I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Did that drain? It did drain. It drained a few of the other fuel tanks. But that's okay because it kept some of them full that I wanted. Yeah. Okay, let's engage the brakes here. We're going to end this flight. Tracking station, let's go over to the other thing just to, you know, kind of prove that it works. Fuel transfer vehicle. Let's load you up. Hopefully your staging isn't as barking as the other one. I don't think it's going to be a problem here. But there we go. Yeah, perfect. And then, of course, this thing can take off. Even on Kerbin, it's capable of taking off with a full fuel tank, even though the fuel tank isn't full now. That's because I had to move it over there. But that's okay, because when we go doing landings on Minmus, it should take absolutely no throttle whatsoever in order to actually get to where I'm going. Now, these engines do not actually have gimbaling, so I do have to have the RCS on it to have any kind of control at all. And I am slightly concerned over the quantity of the RCS I brought along. I only did one brief little landing, and as you can clearly see, I'm going through the RCS fuel here pretty quick. That monopropellant is just disappearing. Just absolutely... Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more RCS to this. End flight. Space Center. And we're going to load everything up in here. We're going to put some rockets on them, and we're going to fly them out into space. I've already transferred everything over here. Obviously, the fuel transfer vehicle was already over here, but the other two have been transferred over here as well, so I can get them. Now, what happened here? You are supposed to be supporting the landing gear. Yes. And we're just going to double the amount of RCS fuel we have on board. Like so. There. Okay, so I'm happier about that quantity of RCS fuel. So, yeah, there we go. Everything should be ready to go. Fairly confident that that's going to work. I wanted to use the nuclear engines, but then they're heavy. I mean, they really are heavy. 2.25. And then you have the toroidal aerospikes, which are 1.5. And they get put out a lot more thrust. I suppose I could have used the mini spikes, but nah. We'll just use these. They're more than capable of sufficiently piloting the craft, as far as I'm concerned. Should be good. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So, yeah. Let me just get this thing ready to go. And it's got a docking port here on the bottom. That's what we're going to be using to actually dock with the station. So, next time we're going to land Jeb's Jalopy, his fuel tank, and hopefully we're going to also be able to land the fuel transfer vehicle somewhere on Minmus, preferably near a fuel deposit. Although that's one of the reasons we've got Jeb's Jalopy, because he can travel. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will see you again for more Kerbal Space Program soon.